Hi everyone, welcome to your June 2022 reading. Yay, I am finally getting around to shooting this video, recording it, and putting it out for your viewing pleasure. Hopefully you find something of value in it for you. Just so you know, these readings are timeless and signless, so it doesn't actually matter what your signs are, what your placements are, and it doesn't matter when you're accessing this video. If the messages resonate for you, then bada bing, bada boom, it's for you. What else? If you are in the neighborhood to have any kind of intuitive counseling or healing shifts or energy reading, blah, 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 I do it all. Please go ahead and check my Etsy page, and it is my pleasure, whoopsies, to work with you. Let me go ahead and grab that card. What was it? My medical card, yes. This card, okay, yes. And anytime this card comes out, it usually speaks of medical energies. So yes, I am a healer. God is good. So that's for anybody. All right. So what I would like to do is to pull in some cards to kind of reflect the energies that I'm already picking up on. Let's look at two different levels of the field first. These ones I use, the Alana Fairchild cards, I use when I'd like to access higher energies, of course, but I have my Lemurian oracle when I really want to get in there with the high energy. Bing! The now moment. Speak it. All right, and then my Lemurian cards right here. Okay, saw this card randomly. Nothing's random. Boop. Okay. I'm definitely getting that there are quite a few of you who are really wanting to move this energy. There's a lot of energy that you would love to move. And when I say move that energy, I mean to process it, to get it kicked up, to start looking at it. But what I'm getting is that you have quite enough on your plate as it is. So what the guides are saying, and I think this may be for me as well, because if you guys know me, you know I'm very much into self-improvement, processing energies and stuff. What they're saying is, for right now, instead of consistently asking please to present more and more, ask that your vision be clear so that you could see what is actually already in front of you to be processed. And here we go, just feeling of some mother-father energies coming here. Boop. Okay. And what is this? Ether, the seamless, unspeakable. I love that. So let's jump right in and see what the energies are. Thank you, Spirit. Yay, that's my other medical card, but let's see. Yeah, ooh, I just got hit with that. Spinning your wheels. Whatever this is, spinning your wheels. A lot of us are, oh, you heard that throat chakra. Guys, that throat chakra, a little weakening there. I almost said that little wheeling, yeah. So a lot of you are spinning your wheels, and it has to do with the throat chakra. So this is because there is energy that is, I can't even get the words out because the words I want to say, energy that is blocked up. But at the same time that I want to express that, my throat is actually getting blocked up with the energy. So it's like bulgy neck, right? So this is looking like there are a lot of us who have things that need to be said, but interestingly, the things that need to be said right now actually need to be said to you. So this again is about having that conversation with yourself. In other words, getting clear with you. And please know that we are always, and I mean always, having a conversation with ourselves. The thing is that the conscious mind, us, our personality, we're not always listening. And so that's when Spirit is saying, look at what you have on your plate already. They're trying to say, look at the ways that your mind, spirit, body, thoughts, emotions, everything, that your energy field is trying to speak to you. And one of the ways that that conversation can occur is through the means of other people. That's when we see other people being certain ways, expressing in certain ways, doing certain things, having certain life events, things on the news, but you have to understand that everything that you witness, regardless of how close you want to be associated with that thing, no one wants to be associated with the neighborhood killer, right? But it came into your I almost said relationship. Ooh, that's for somebody. God bless you. It came into your awareness, into your environment, your physical reality on TV, through the words of a coworker, whatever, that means there's some energetic something in there that can be of use for you. Also, I want to apologize right now for the noise. The neighbors next door, God bless them, have been doing work forever. And I'm not really sure what they're building, but it sure is taking long. And so if you hear noise, just let's roll with it. I'll do my best to speak into this cute little microphone that I have. Okay. Anyway, so you're going to have that conversation being reflected to you by way of other people in your environment. Another way that you're already having conversations with yourself is through the physical body. Your symptoms, your little headache, your bump on the elbow. Oh my God, I bumped my elbow somewhere. Then your friendly local neighborhood reader, hi, looks at it and says, oh yeah, you know, the reason why is because this energy is located right there above your elbow, and it's about this at this age, and this is what it wants to teach you or tell you, and once you pay attention to it, the energy can now be acknowledged and processed and integrated, and bada bing, bada boom, your elbow's safe. Okay, it's one of those things, and I think a lot of times people fail to remember that anything that happens in the physical body is just a carbon copy of an energetic thing or energetic thing that's already happening in the non-physical. And our job as human beings, which nobody taught us, God bless, our job is to tune into that system, tune into the system. It's kind of not enough to be like, I don't know how to do it. Listen, if you could go on YouTube and find out how to fix your carburetor, or to steal a catalytic converter or something random like that, you can learn how to start tuning into your body. Just because you're not taught how to do this in school and in your institutions, whether they're religious institutions or governmental institutions, just because it's not something openly talked about in your community, does not mean that it's not real, and it doesn't mean that it wouldn't behoove you to take it upon yourself to learn about this stuff. I do get, as a side, not everybody, but I'm getting a small percentage of you right now. It's either 3 people of all the people who will ever watch this video in all of its existence, or 30% of you, you're coming into initiation time. And I do feel that this initiation time is working with the higher soul that we down here refer to as Jesus. Of course, Jesus, the soul, is the soul that manifested as Jesus in this not this incarnation, God bless, but his incarnation is, goes by another name, and that's just based on whoever wants to say what that name is. But please know that being is non-religious. It's an energy, and so you will be initiated into that. Some of you know who you are already. They're gonna be in touch if they're not already. Okay, so speaking of, I just had to do that because they're showing me throw this lens. It's like a monocle, or like a lens that you pull out of your camera. Let's throw the lens for a second of religion. And I don't mean the spirit of it, because the spirit of it, it's beautiful, right? Of whichever one you're tapping into, the spirit. If you tap into the love-based spirit of any religion, any ideology, any whatever you want to say, philosophy, it's going to be beautiful. I'm talking about the restrictive aspect. Spirit is saying that for those of you who are attracted to this video, paradigm shift, you are being asked to cast off the lenses in your life, and not just religious stuff, but certain lenses that serve to limit your understanding of what is out there, okay? Because what is out there is so much more expansive than what is in here on earth, okay? Just one you, just little you. and then we expect, oh my God, whatever the ideology is down here, we've got it. In the short span of time we've been on this planet, we've got it all right, so we know everything. We don't, okay? Even what I'm saying will one day, as we all grow in consciousness, come to be replaced by a more expansive understanding, right? But the whole point I'm trying to say is, for where you are right now, for some of you, Spirit is saying initiation time, and you're moving headlong into, and it's already started. I almost said I bet for, and I don't know why I said I bet for. Maybe that's for someone, but I was going to say I'm getting about 3 months already. You've been in, whether you're aware of it or not. So just keep on that path, continue to broaden your horizons. So going back to what we were talking about, having this conversation with ourselves, Spirit was telling us how we have conversations with ourselves all the time. And we already looked at how one form of conversation comes by way of the people, places, things, and situations in your environment that you become aware of, okay? Now that includes whether you're just watching something on the news, or you hear about someone in your neighborhood, or you have a first-hand experience or whatever. It's manifested into your environment. There's a reason why. It was able to be magnetized into your physical reality because there is an energy pattern that you're carrying within you that may not even make sense to you in this lifetime because of the personality that you're with in this lifetime. But in that other lifetime, when you were a bloodthirsty mercenary, oh, it made sense, okay? And so therefore you're pulling in things still along that pattern, that frequency that still has to be integrated. Why? So you can become aware that you're still carrying it and you can start the process of integration. That's an example. The second way that like I said, we continually have conversations with ourselves is through our body. So when you have physical ailments, when you have little accidents, big accidents, all sorts of stuff, it means that a part of your body has been under an energetic cell, so to speak, a cell like a weather cell. It's passing through an energetic cell that has been kind of blocking the flow of energy, so it creates a little bit of a not a little bit, it creates a distortion. There, I said it, the D word, distortion. There's a distortion there. Distortion of what? Distortion of the light, distortion of the free flow of life-giving energy, source energy, prana, jhana, whatever you'd like to call it, ki, chi. So anyway, so anytime, even if you have like, oh my God, my eye's jumping, okay, what does that mean? Let's take a look. Oh my God, I just felt like something bit me right here. What does that mean? Now, for some people, you may think this is too much, Jay. That's too much hypervigilism. It only seems like too much because where you are is over here, way out of tune with your body because of centuries of cultural, dissociation from your body, conditioning, all sorts of stuff, fear-based responses. I mean, some of us don't even want to think about that painful event back in high school, let alone to think about other things, right? So just because you think it's a lot to have to be aware of in a body, no, you are functioning way out of what's considered normal. What's normal is over here where you're in alignment, okay? And that's where, look, even God, like, or whoever that is, God bless, it looks like God, or I don't know, whatever, is in alignment with this beautiful selenite wand, gorgeous, right? So you're over here. Spirit's like, nope, now you need to get over here. Okay, so it looks like a lot, but it's not. It's about getting yourself to start putting into place practices so that you can start to become aware, okay? Aware of what? You. All right? So, yes, so you're having a conversation with your body. You may not be aware of it. Another way that you have conversations with yourself already is through your thoughts. Oh, dear God. If you were to do a cute little mind map of every single thought that you thought, every single thought that you think in 1 minute, you would be surprised. It's like, how do I get anything done? You look up at the sky, you see a bird, you start thinking about the bird, and all of a sudden that reminds you of something over here. Then you think about your taxes, and oh my God, I didn't do my taxes. Oh, but my cousin Rosie did her taxes. Oh, Rosie, that bitch, all sorts of stuff. And, so it just takes you all the way out. And then when you consume media, when you consume other people, all sorts of stuff, that just imports even more thoughts and thoughts and thoughts upon thoughts. So imagine just thoughts and thoughts and thoughts and thoughts without any form of awareness, without any pick and choose. Simply, and that's why when we grow and we mature and we become independent and we start looking out for ourselves and having better self-care, that's when we start doing things like, oh, this person wanted to hang out, and I said, no, you know what, I'd love to hang out, but this is not the time for me. I have other things that, so you start focusing your priorities on your priorities. You start prioritizing yourself over mindless chatter with other people. So that's a quick example of how your awareness, growing awareness, can pull you out of mindlessness. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of mind going on, there's a lot of thinking, but as A Course in Miracles tells us, this is not real thought. It's just chatter, and it's not real, it's not meaningful, because most of the thoughts are not based on love, okay? And one of our tasks as human beings is to learn to discern what a loving thought is from what an unloving thought is. Now, that could be very difficult. For example, God bless, there you are minding your own business, you look up, you see your best friend's boyfriend with another woman. Oh my God. Freeze frame, what do? Do I tell my best friend, or do I let it, or keep it quiet and not say anything? Now, I know that some of you will be like, duh, you do this or you do that. But if we took a poll, you might be surprised to feel how much of a split that is. Now, in both, you can argue for either case. That's my best friend, and I'm never going to set her up to be hurt. If I see something, I'm saying something. Case closed. Yeah, another person will say, yeah, but I tell my best friend that my best friend's not ready to face the truth. She gets mad at me and accuses me of trying to take over her happiness because I'm still single and I'm an unhappy person and this and that. And then you'll be like, yeah, but why was it shown to me? Why did Spirit put me in this position to see this? Maybe I'm supposed to say something. Yeah, but maybe I was put in this position to see it so that I can start to stand up for myself and realize that there are certain things I should not get involved with and certain things that I should. And maybe instead of focusing on other people, this is the moment to focus on myself. Really, you can explain it either way. And so the question is, which way is better? What's the best way? The only way to know is to feel into yourself. When you feel into yourself, when you get into your emotions, when you start to have that connection with your higher self, when you have that connection with Spirit, when you connect with your guides, it becomes so much easier because you will access knowledge about yourself. You will access parts of your soul's curriculum. So these kinds of situations become much easier to navigate because one just feels like it's the right way to go based on your soul's trajectory. You will know more about what the theme is that you're working on. For somebody else, their theme is to stand up and to take care of their friends, and they made a vow, and so for them the right course of action would be to say something. For you and your past history and all of that, your right course of action would be to focus on yourself and to, then you realize when you do the work that you were just focusing on other people's business because you weren't doing your own work in whatever your career is or your creativity or blah, blah, blah. So that's a quick example of how getting in touch with yourself, learning to have conversations with yourself will actually have a positive impact on you, okay? So another way, a fourth way that we have conversations with ourselves, look at us, we're in the month of June, it's Gemini, all about conversations and dialogue and chit chat, needing to discern, all my gems out there, needing to discern what kind of chit chat is mature and what is not, right? So a fourth way that we have conversations with ourselves is through our emotions, and we don't realize it. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Say it with me, fully moving your body. Knee, jerk, reactions. That's right. When you have knee-jerk reactions, you have to look at what that is. Knee-jerk reactions are easy to identify. Oh my God, I just lashed out at that person. Oh my God, I slapped that person. Oh my God, I withheld my love. Oh my God, I lied. Oh my God, I hid. These are easy to see what we're doing, but the question is, why are you doing that? A knee-jerk reaction just happens. And so it happens because there's something else that your mind, spirit, body, everything, your consciousness wants to avoid, and so boom, we go into the knee-jerk reaction. What do we want to avoid doing? We want to avoid feeling an emotion that we associate with a negative thought, with a negative state of being. And so here we are coming back to the adult you during this lovely Gemini season. It is your job to notice the knee-jerk reaction, to kind of keep an awareness going about when these knee-jerk reactions come in. Who do you tend to have these with? What do you tend to do? And then start asking, where in my, what am I afraid of feeling in this moment? And you can kind of find entryways into that energy. Like, oh, when so-and-so said this to me, I did that. And the reason why is because they were trying to make me feel like I was, boom, the thing that you don't want to feel. They were trying to make me feel like I wasn't worth anything. Like, excuse you, I'm worth a lot. I'm worth $100 million. Boo, get it right. But really, that's not true. You are, and God's like, yeah, everybody is. But you don't really feel that way, because if you did, you wouldn't really get that kind of reaction to somebody saying something to you that made you feel a certain way. Like, you have to delve deeper. And so we all get into these emotional patterns that, well, from a certain standpoint are immature, but we understand why these are immature ways of being. It's because these traumas and stuff happen to us at young ages, and at ages where we're fragile and we're vulnerable. And so because that splitting off happens so early on, sometimes the reaction fits the age that you were at. Okay, so that's another thing you want to look at. Anyway, so emotions, always looking at your knee-jerk reactions, looking at how you tend to react in certain circumstances, and really trying to reverse engineer what's going on with your emotions. What emotion are you feeling? Now, it's okay if you're not able to say, I'm feeling distrust, I'm feeling disappointment, I'm feeling rejected. Sometimes people can't even put a name to that, so you can start a little bit more basic. I don't feel good, I feel bad. Where do I feel bad? I feel bad in my head. I feel bad in my feet. I feel bad, I don't know where. I just, okay, that's anger. Is it? Okay, I'm laughing. Yeah, it's anger, but you're also laughing, which tells me you're really disconnected from the anger at this moment, but your body's still experiencing the anger, right? So sometimes you may need a mediator to take a look at what it is that you're thoughts are, what you're saying, your thoughts, what your emotions are, and just to help you see the inconsistencies. But this is why awareness is important, because it can give us more information about ourselves. So anyway, so without going on too much about it, because I can, when my book comes out, I can. The whole point that Spirit is trying to convey to you is like, hey, it's June. It's nice to see you. Thanks for making it this far. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching 22 minutes and 8 seconds of this video. We want to let you know that June is a time for building awareness. Building awareness of what? Of you, of yourself, and how you are already screaming to yourself through your external environment, through the thoughts that you think, through the emotions that you have and their knee-jerk reactions, right? Another way you can pay attention to the conversation you're having with yourself is by looking at the manifestations in your life. When I say manifestations, I mean like looking at the types of clothes you've manifested into your reality, the type of housing, the type of situations. When you do a transaction with somebody, what does it always tend to be like? Oh, I always tend to have like delays in my transactions. I always procrastinate. I always get the guy who's lame and cheap and doesn't want to spend money on on whatever it is we're trying to build. I don't know, whatever your thing is. You notice that, right? Look at what you get. Why do I always get the employee who's late? Why do I always get the boss who's really mean, just like my mom? And well, that's the answer right there. But anyway, so the point I'm trying to make is start looking at the fabric of your reality and ask yourself, what's up with that? Because one of the first things that any investigatory board will do is they'll come in without touching anything. They'll come in and they will observe. When you observe, you get to identify and isolate patterns. From that place, you can start to, conjecture, why is this happening? What's going on? What are the reasons for this? And only after then can you really start to come up with tools to really put in place to kind of interrupt certain behaviors and certain thought patterns. And so your job, if you were being awesome and really trying to clean this up, is to get into a place of awareness where you're looking at all of these channels that you have. Now, speaking of channels, they're so funny. See how they threaded that in? Channels. Now we're looking at YouTube channels. Now, if you are a YouTube channel warrior, God bless you. Remember, your job is to go inside, as much as I love, what I'm doing, and I would invite you to watch, I would invite you to realize that I'm here just to facilitate something for you, as is anybody else that you ever watch or ever consult in any capacity. The true learning and confirmation is going to have to come from inside. So if you are just watching things and talking to your friends and they're doing this, but there is no reflection at all, no sitting silently, quietly somewhere, doing your little meditations, hitting your YouTube guided meditations, doing your journaling, whatever it is for you, then I have to tell you, you are spinning your wheels, okay? Wheel spinning. So I just want you to know that it looks like in this video they're outlining some ways for you to spot what's going on with you. All right, so yeah, looking at your manifestations, in other words, looking at the physical reality, because guess who manifested all of this? Now, if you could say, oh, but this person did this, and that's why I was left with this house, I'd be like, doesn't work that way. You manifested that person, and that person and you had a certain interaction that was flavored a certain way, depending on the energies both of you were carrying, right? And a lot of these energies are not coming from this lifetime. They're coming from, other lifetimes that that your soul has had. But you are a member of your soul, and so therefore you have access to these things, and so you come in here carrying some of these things for the sake of healing. So in a sense, that person that you had that interaction with is helping you to become aware of something you're carrying inside. So the longer you're in the blame game, like this person did that, that's the longer it's going to take you to learn what it is that this entity, this being, is trying to show to you. As I'm saying this, look at this, what they're trying to show to you, okay? So anyway, what else? Okay. Now, yeah, they want me to touch upon signs. Of course, everyone's like, but what about signs from the universe and signs from God and signs from, we've all been into signs, but let's talk about this. Okay, first of all, this is my belief, God bless. I do believe in signs, but I also believe that they are much fewer than many people make them out to be. And the reason why I say that is because number one, when we realize how distorted our view of reality is, that's when we become aware. But for most of the time, we're not in enough awareness to see the distortion. So when we see a sign, oh my God, it's 11:11, yay, right? Most times that doesn't mean that you have to get back with your ex. I'm just saying, a lot of times signs function like confirmation bias. And confirmation bias is basically that you witness something in your environment and it confirms a bias you already had. So, wow, I believe the world is an unfriendly place. Oh my God, I went to New York, someone was unfriendly to me. There it is, I knew it, the whole world is unfriendly, right? Whereas someone else will have the exact same experience in New York with that same person and totally come out laughing because this guy's hilarious. Did you hear this guy? He just told me to go F myself. He's so funny. Oh my God. Another person be like, what did you say? Because that world is out to get that person. And so you have to understand that there is a lens issue. And that's the whole point of getting aware, so we can clean up our lens, right? That's what healing is. It's the clearing up of distortion. It is the integration of soul fragments that we are. We have a fragmented view of reality. And so we're trying to just get on the same page with our higher self. And so once you recognize that, oh my God, I'm already not seeing clearly, you can acknowledge when something appears to be a sign to you, right? But keep in your back pocket that it may actually not be so much of a sign because you're making it mean a certain thing. So you want to pay attention to, what am I making this mean? So, and why? Why am I making this 11:11 mean that this guy who's with someone else, who broke up with me and who has blocked me on like 2 of his 3 channels, and the only other channel is one he doesn't even visit anymore. I know, because I'm watching it every day and he's not there. Why did I make 1111 mean that he is going to get back with me when he's done with her? This is crazy making, okay? But we all know why that seems normal, okay? Because we have emotions, and we have sometimes based on the emotions and the depth of our emotions and our denial, it becomes impossible to see reality as it is. And so A Course in Miracles, God bless, love that book. A Course in Miracles teaches us that we are never really truly seeing. We're never truly thinking. We can't have thoughts. We don't. Why? Because the distortions are too deep. And that's why they say to call upon the Holy Spirit. Of course, this is all non-denominational, despite the language. Call upon the Holy Spirit and the Christ consciousness as, and again, non-denominational, this is non-religious, right? To come in and to be that go-between, because we can't see. And so a little bit of willingness is all you need. That's it. And so if you follow my channel, you notice that the guides are like whipping us with this idea. A little bit of willingness. Hey guys, have you a little bit of willingness? Oh, okay. Also, I wanted to ask a little bit of willingness. Oh, okay. A little bit of willingness. Okay. They're like, okay, I'm like, okay. We're all okay. A little bit of willingness. Okay. And that looks simply like this. Hey, I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're real. And I don't know anything. But I know this hurts. And I want to change. And I know that I don't know how. But I'm willing to have a change made. I pray for a miracle. This is now having miracle energy. I love it. Miracle. A Course in Miracles defines a miracle as merely a change in perception. But you, my friend, cannot create a change in perception for yourself. You cannot create a miracle. It just happens. It is bestowed upon you, right? But your willingness to have Spirit enter into your distortions and enter into your dreams and our life, basically, and create changes for us to have the aha moment that is very miraculous, is something you can do. So willingness, okay? But in the meantime, you do have some things that you can do. You could certainly do some legwork on that awareness, though. You can start becoming aware, like, oh, okay, I notice I get like this whenever men come around, but whenever women come around, I get like this. And whenever I'm with my parents, I get like this. Oh, when I'm with myself, I just go to sleep. Oh my God, I realize I'm not spending any time with myself. What's up with that? Right? So we're just asking you to look at what you've made. Look at what you've made in your life and start to understand some patterns, or start to identify patterns, isolate patterns to start with. Anywho, I can go on and on about that, but we're going to shift gears. Okay. Oh, what was this? I said shift gears. Healing! Yay! This is so cute. Jelly beans. I love that. Looks like jelly beans. Anyway, healing. Okay. Unique gifts. God bless. Look at this. Look at the mirroring right there. And you guys saw me give a shove on here. I didn't pre-shove, And so it's almost like your higher self aligns with you. 33 minutes, 3 seconds. There's the alignment, right? So when you align, look what happens. That's what we're being asked to do. We're just being asked to prime ourselves so that we can get into a place where alignment with that higher aspect of ourselves can occur. It's not about aligning with Jesus and with God and with Lord Shiva and the trees and the universe and the annals of time. It's aligning with your higher self, your highest self possible, the highest self that is most connected to Source. Because when you connect to that Source, you realize, oh my God, that part of me encompasses all of these beings that I'm still trying to connect with. But the being you really need to start connecting with is your highest self, your soul, right? They have the hookup already. They're just trying to, it's like, look, they're like, oh, I'm already hooked up with everybody up here that you want to just hold my hand. That's it. So please reach up. Okay. And I love how this says unique gifts. Yeah, a lot of you have things that you want to do. You have goals you want to reach. You have I'm stopping short of saying soul mission because you might be on that already. But there are certain things your soul, your spirit, your mind, your consciousness, whatever wants to experience. And you're experiencing some of those things. They're saying around the clock, actually. Yeah, get it, guys. But what about some of the things that you could also be experiencing, but you're not able to because you still have to clean up this underbelly of distortion? Now, look at this. Well, I don't know why I'm telling you to look at this. it's standing out in my mind here, but the point I'm trying to say, it's kind of like when you are playing games, video games, because it sounds like that. If some of you saw a joystick, get out. Okay, love you. But when you're playing video games, right, you're beating the level and then you unlock certain characters because you have reached a certain level, right? And so now you unlock the new outfit, you unlock the new ability, you unlock this, and it's kind of the same thing. There's certain gifts that you may be carrying within you, very unique and very awesome and unto you, right, that you can be expressing, but you're not able to step into that as yet until you move through this. A very fractal, very close to the physical example of that is when, maybe spirit is trying to get you that creative project that you've been wanting to have so badly, but you don't yet realize you cannot get there until you cultivate a certain state of being. And you can't have that state of being while you're still in that abusive relationship that you're with. The person may actually just be abusing your time, abusing your wallet, it could be all sorts of stuff, but they're not. It's almost like if you were to get into the state of being that you need, the focus, the flexibility, the self-confidence, the whatever that you need in order to step into this creativity, you would no longer be attracted to this person, place, thing, or situation that's kind of holding you back, that's resonating with you at a lower level. But the thing is, we're so afraid to move on from that thing because we don't want to leave the thing. But we have to understand that it's not the thing that we don't want to leave, it's the energy that we don't want to leave. The energy is what you're attracted to. And you just happen to have a body with that energy. Because if that person is no longer available, you'll just bring somebody else in with the same energy. And so your job is to ask, what energy do I want to be in? This energy or an energy that is supportive of my health and well-being? When you choose the energy that is supportive of your health and well-being, your energy shifts, the frequency shifts, and the template that you have gets amended, right? The template is the energetic body, some of the levels of your body gets amended. And then these people, places, things, and situations that were attracted to you before have nothing to hold on to, because before it was like this. And now you've changed your template and now it can't fit anymore. Now you're going to have to attract somebody like this. And guess what? You're making time for your creativity. Guess who you're going to attract when you make time for yourself? You're going to attract somebody who's also going to align with you making time for yourself. And if you keep attracting this kind of person, you're not going to let them in. Eventually, the universe is going to stop sending you that, and they're going to start sending you something like this. Or they might send you something like this. Hi, it's not this, it's not this, it's like this. And you got to be like, no, I'm sorry, bye. And you have to wait. That's the waiting game, right? You have to tweak. That's the tweaking game. Tweak the energy until it gets to what you want. Okay? Anyway, so June is a pretty big month because they're asking us to basically, give a quick summary, they're asking us to start practicing awareness of self. Number one, how am I connecting and conversing with myself every day? And we looked at the external environment, our thoughts, our emotions, the physical reality that we've created for ourselves, things like that. when you look at what it is that you have, am I happy with the quality? Yeah, you may say, oh, I want a job. You're going to get a job. Trust me. If you're putting it out there, unless you're really blocking yourself, if you're super blocking yourself, you can't even manifest a job. That is one thing altogether. But if you're able to not block yourself just enough to be able to actually manifest a job, then you're going to get a job. The question is, what quality job are you going to get? Are you going to get the crème de la crème kind of job? Or are you going to get the dregs job, right? It's up to you. It's really up to you. The more you heal, in other words, the more distortions, the more of your emotions you feel and clear out, the higher your frequency will be, the higher the quality of the job, the relationship, the house, the real estate agent. You know, the energy will direct you, and all of a sudden it's kind of like a train track. You do one thing, it changes your frequency, the track goes like this, and now when your train is going down, instead of going this way, it's going to go this way. And that can manifest so unbeknownst to us. You're driving down your regular street, and instead of going left onto the freeway, you're like, yeah, I'll take the surface street this time. And that's, you don't know, but looking in your soul chart, you took your right and took the surface streets because 2 days ago you made a decision to call and apologize to your sister-in-law for something, and it cleared up some energy, cleared up some of the guilt, some of the heaviness, some of whatever it cleared up, and now you were able to have a desire, to cultivate a desire to do something different, that it rose up in front of you, you took the route, and then you went that way and you bumped into a friend, or you found a new yoga spot, or right. So you changed your life unbeknownst to you because you did something that had a healing impact on you at some point in your life. It could have been years before and it's now coming to fruition. It could have been yesterday, right? So the little things matter. The little things really, really, really do matter. Anyway, what else? What's this? Home, how cute. Isn't she the cutest ever? Look, cute. And look at her little star in her heart. Adorbs. Home. God is good, yeah. Okay, it's not giving a message just yet, so we'll let her sit right there because she's cute. Evolution. This is what we're talking about. Get it, June. May was a super huge month. May I say that? And I may, and so I will. May was a super huge month of transformation. It was timeline jumping. It was a wormhole moving. It was all sorts of stuff. Miracles happened. Changes in perception. That's what a miracle is. All sorts of things happened in the month of May, and it was tough. It was tough for a lot of us, right? But here we are in June, and the message that's coming in now is your need to start practicing awareness. Awareness is literally evolution for us. The more that you stay in a state of unawareness, the more stagnant you're going to be. You're going to be just that thing that the waves of the ocean keep hitting you down, and you're just having experience after experience. And experiences are good because they're all like drops in the bucket, but an experience without the application of awareness is kind of like just an experience. When you bring your mind, your awareness to it, that's when you start to process it, you start to understand it. And fractally speaking, we see this same process happen with humanity. We start off with hitting rocks, and then we look at these two rocks and we realize, oh, this rock is sharper, and this one's duller, and one of these can do this and the other can do this. We've evolved through awareness. That's what makes the difference. Awareness, okay? And so June is National Awareness Month, International Awareness Month. I just declared that for whoever wants to try it. Oh, how cute. I love this. Furred and feathered friends. Oh my God, they are so cute. You know, the guys, God bless you guys. They just said, this is hot off the presses. They just said, look to your cute little animals to show you. Listen, if you've got an animal with some type of ailment going on, God bless, take a look. Could that be a message for me? If you've got an animal going stir crazy, hold on a sec. could that message be for me, right? We all know our favorite animal friends, animal owning friends, you know, their dog is just like them. They both crazy, you know, for example. So this dog is high strung because you're high strung. So for example, you have to realize that our animals are our greatest teachers sometimes, right? And they're such good listeners. Except if they're really hungry, then you really need to address that right away so that they can get back to listening. Hello, right? So yeah, you guys, this is where we're at. So far, it looks like the guides have brought through a message of needing to start becoming aware of yourself and the ways in which you are having deep, sometimes very deep, they're saying, very deep conversations with yourself. And we're all kind of laughing. I'm laughing with and at myself, of course, because I'm part of this group too, like, oh, but they're laughing because it's like those conversations are so deep, but it's like so one-sided. It's like your higher self is like, listen to me, I'm gonna make you stub your toe. Ugh. You're like, almost broke my toe on this stupid table. I always hated this table. Ugh. Oh yeah, maybe I should stop and realize, why did I hate this table? It's because my ex gave it to me and my ex did that and that. No, I'm still angry about this. Yeah, because he's a jerk and da-da-da-da. And well, okay, well maybe the table just wants me to realize that I have some unresolved issues. And then you think it's because of your ex, and then all of a sudden you start to realize, just as you dip in a little bit, this is everything about your angry feelings towards your father. And that one time when I was 7 and he said, you know, and it just goes back, you know. And then if you're a real G, you'll take it backward and you'll be like, oh my God, oh, I see the lifetime coming up when I was a mayor in that little village and they ousted me, those bastards, and the community turned on me, and you know, and you start to see the parallels, you know. The parallels are there. The sight isn't, but if you can cultivate the sight and the awareness, you'll start to see, oh my God, I'm working on this same theme for like 8 lifetimes deep. Am I ready to pay attention? You know, and we try. Oh my God, stop, guys. I just looked at the card. Inner life. I mean, can we please? That's exactly what we're talking about. Look, 1, 2, 3. Look at this person. 1, 2, 3. They're all holding a cute little energy ball. I mean, guys. Look, they're just telling us, is this another energy ball? Oh, literally saying emptied. This is about you needing to get to a place where you can empty thyself. Look at me, I'm so afraid to like pull another card. I have no more empty cards. We're empty. Okay, all right. We hear you, wisdom. We hear you. Okay, anyway. So wisdom in play, that's right. Talk about the wisdom. The wisdom, this is what separates the men from the boys, the ladies from the girls. Your maturity, your awareness, your willingness to see what's up with me and going inward. And you know what? Let me just let you know. Let me save you the tears. You ain't the good guy, all right? You ain't the bad guy, okay? You're the common denominator, yes. And so there's something to be said about that. But you being the common denominator means exactly that. You're the common denominator. This whole thing is able to arise because of you. And so therefore it is your job to get to the bottom of why. What is it that is in me, or that I'm doing or saying or being? Actually, it's believing. It's your core belief. That's a hint. What is my core belief? But you might have to navigate a few things to get to that core belief. And once you can even get an awareness of what the core belief, I could tell you, oh, your core belief is that, blah, blah, blah. And you'll be like, okay, thanks, Janelle. Thanks, bye. But one day, there you are, minding your own business, raking your backyard, you know, with the fun leaves, and you want to put it into the cute little pumpkin bag and everything. And then it hits you like a ton of bricks in a visceral moment. I feel my core belief. I do think I'm trash. And then you melt down into these leaves with all the ticks and God knows what else is in there, so gross. But anyway, you melt down into those leaves and you just cry it out. And you've touched what? The nerve. You've touched the nerve. That's the core belief. That's some for reals aha moment. But, we're going to build to that by starting with the noticing. Okay? Now, that's what maturity is. Maturity is being able to look at yourself and understand that, you know what? Yeah, I'm not the bad guy, I'm not the good guy, but at the same time, I'm totally the bad guy and I'm totally the good guy. You have to be okay with all of those realities. You can't, a lot of times people don't want to see what's underneath the carpet, so to speak, or what's in the basement or in the attic or wherever you store your stuff in your body. I don't know, because all of those places are in your body. I don't know. No one wants to see it because it means something to them. Oh, this means I'm a jerk. This means I'm actually, a manipulative person. This means I'm a bully. This means heck yeah, it does. Because that's what you're doing. The energy you're carrying is bully energy. So yes, that means you have a bullying energy and you may not want to look at it, but you're bullying people out there. And sometimes people don't want to hear that. For example, they don't want to hear that they're the interloper on somebody else's marriage, even if that person was stepping out of their marriage to talk to them. They talk to me. Yeah, you're an interloper. You have to feel it. What does that mean? What is the association that you made with that? What is the identity that you are assigning to yourself? Once you are able to own that you're playing that role of that thing because you're doing those things that belong to that identity, you let it go. And then you realize, I actually slipped into being a bully. You see, you're not saying I wasn't a bully. You see, what had happened was, no, you were totally being a bully. Now, it doesn't mean that you were out there bullying people and pushing them around. Maybe your energy was a big bully. And when people are done dealing with you, they feel like you've shoved them, right? Yeah, that's because you did. Energetically, you totally did. We could see it in the energy field, right? But there's a reason why you got to that point. But you can't even get yourself to the point of seeing that reason because you're so afraid of owning that title and owning the actions that you've done, because you know that we do have to account for all of the actions taken even in ignorance. That's what the karmic board, God bless the council, is there for. They help us to tally these things, not for punitive or judgmental reasons, but to help us to know what needs to be balanced. Bada bing, bada boom. Energetically, meaning. But, if you can get to a place where you're like, okay, spirit, God, everybody, myself, I'm ready to look at who I have been being, not who I am, because you're not a bully. You have been being a bully, right? For example, we're just running with this example. You have been being an interloper. You have been being a busybody. You have been being a thief. All of these things, these archetypal things, you've been being those things. And once you're ready to accept that that's what you've been being, I mean, what else can anyone have over you, including yourself? All right, I was being that way. Good, I own it, I get it. Now let's find out why. Okay, I see why this was trauma-based, and I need to bring in self-care, I need to have compassion, and I need to start looking at what associations and identities and thoughts I've made up about myself because of this traumatic experience that I had. Now, this is not about slipping into victim mode, because victim consciousness can keep you in a spiral for too long that but instead what it is responsible witnessing of your pain, right? You have to have your pain witnessed. But how can we have our pain witnessed by other people if we don't even witness it for ourselves? And so this is kind of inner work. This is what we call inner work. Accepting the identity or the association or the idea or just whatever, or the reality that we don't want to have be true, And once we accept it, getting to a place where we can start looking at why it is that we got into that place of reasoning or misperception or distortion in the first place, and then giving ourselves the emotional comfort and need and meeting those emotional needs that were not met to begin with. And that's going to take some good old-fashioned self-care. Again, going back to awareness, okay, oh God, it's the Scorpio moon out, it's the Cancer moon, oh God, we have a Pisces moon. Any of these water moons will put people out of commission because it's emotional stuff. Oh God, this weekend's the Pisces moon. Okay, all right, that's cool. I know how I get cray. I get completely crazy around the Pisces moon. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure that I have my favorite hot chocolate. I'm going to make sure I have my movies. I'm going to make sure I have my body pillow. I'm going to make sure my honey bun is available. And if he's not, then that's cool. I have other contingency plans. I'm going to make sure I set some time aside for myself. Make sure I have my favorite music playlist. This is about planning for what is foreseeable. You might find that the more aware you become of yourself and of what your needs are, the more foreseeable your emotional responses will become, and the more you can have compassion for yourself, and the more soothing you can give yourself. Anyway, so long story short, guys, because I don't want this to go over an hour, but long story short, for the month of June, our beloved spirit teams all congregated here out of love, watching us, watching me make this and watching you listen, God bless. They would like us to start getting into a more mature relationship with self, okay? And that starts with learning how to become aware of how we are already having a conversation with ourselves, and looking at the level of willingness that we bring to the table. Remember, we don't have to know how healing is going to occur. All we have to do is be willing to have a shift happen for us, okay? So the willingness is there. They also want us to start looking at the quality of the manifestations that we already have in our lives. In other words, looking at the reality of the life you live. If you met a stranger and you had to describe your life, and suddenly you felt so comfortable with the stranger, you just started telling them all your business, down to the coffee table that your ex gave you, right? Tell that story. What is your life? Yeah, you're married. What's the quality of that? Yeah, you've got a job. What's the quality of that? Oh yeah, you live in this house, but what's the quality of it? Look at the neighborhood. Look at the people. You got a neighbor who's nosy? Do you have any support in your community? All sorts of stuff. Looking at the quality of these things. Look at your clothing. Yeah, it's covering you, but is the quality one that is that aligns with who you are? So looking at the quality of the manifestations you made, and that will give you insight into what energetic patterns are going on inside of you, because you are calling towards you into physical reality that which your being, your energy field, is putting out there. Please know that it doesn't matter what you say. I want this, I like this, this. No, you could be saying that, but the reality right behind your consciousness is a total opposite thing, and that's why you will mess with your manifestations all the time. So even with manifestation work, it's about awareness, being aware of your ideas towards the subject already. Okay, what else? And yeah, learning how to well, I forgot the last thing they were saying. There's something about the emptying, but you can rewind. But learning how to get to a place where you can, learning how you can get to a place where you can start to become so aware of yourself and your needs that you could start to preempt whatever is going to be happening. Because, my dear, you are just a set of patterns. Every wave seems like it's different, and yes, it is, but if you look at what's happening, you'll realize, oh God, it's the same old pain that's being triggered. I'm having knee jerks in the same old ways. I'm just having them with different people sometimes, or sometimes the same person. And it's time to look at these patterns so that you can move on in your life. Moving on means you've mastered the basics. These are the basics of awareness, right? Of spiritual evolution. Mastering the basics. Once you can master the basics, then you can step into unlocking other kinds of interactions, other forms of creativity, all sorts of things. Life changes. Wow. I just saw like a bridge. I don't know why. I saw a beautiful arched bridge, like golden arched bridge, and I also saw a diamond ring. Weirdly, I'm seeing a VCR tape, videotape. Okay, look at me acting like I wasn't alive when those were around. Those were hot when I was a kid, so I know they were there. Anyway, that's it. Okay, 59 minutes, 15 seconds. Okay, if you are open to having an intuitive counseling session with me, which is a live session via Zoom, with a hot beverage, or if you like a reading or any other types of services, please do check my Etsy page. Otherwise, please go ahead and feel free to continue looking at the content that I provide. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button or the cute little heart button if you're on Instagram. And until next time, God bless you, and do your best to be aware in the month of June. Come back and check this video if you're up for it in mid-month to see how you're doing. Mwah. Love you. Bye.